Did you know ports around the world are managed in 4 different ways? Watch this video to understand the difference between the ports and tell me in the comments which model you think will work best in your country.
They carry out the stevedoring, the cargo handling of the ports. Port authorities do performing all the roles there. Then a time came because of the changes in the international economic sphere. Then they are not thinking that, okay, let's see how we can bring in private sector so that we can mind the efficiency that the trade demands now in terms of global economic restructuring that's going on. And so there's the emergence of what is called 2 ports. Under 2 ports, the port authority are going to provide the infrastructure. The port authority are going to provide the superstructure. The port authority are going to provide everything. They will not invite the private sector to come and manage that port. They are not bringing anything, unlike what is happening here. That one we call the 2-port structure. And this particular model is often employed where government says that the private sector, yes, they have the technical competence, but they don't have money to run the port because to run the port is capital intensive. Do you understand? And that's why there's transition from public service model to 2-port structure. Then again, they discover some lapses about 2-port structure. Remember here, government is bringing everything here. The only aspects under the 2-port structure, the private sector is bringing is just labor, to bring labor to come and manage the ports. They feel that, okay, I think it's even better if they can get the commitments of private sector to be part of the people investing in the port operation. And that's how we are able to transit to what is called landlord ports. Now, under landlord ports, what are the distinguishing factors here? Here, the issue of infrastructure will be provided by port authority. Superstructure, you know what's called a superstructure? All those cargo handling equipment will now, private sector will now be responsible. You can see they are getting commitment of private sector now. Good, yeah. Then, the issue of cargo handling, it will be the responsibility of the private sector. All right? Then, any other functions will be by. But essentially, under landlord port structure, the infrastructure is jointly with port authority and land administration. Very importantly, under landlord port system, provision of infrastructure and land administration is jointly with the port authority and nautical function. That is service to the vessel. But all other one, that's where they get the complete private sector to come in. Do you understand the difference? Then the last one, private service ports. This one is a reality. Everything is provided by private sector. We have a port in the UK and this is